Okay, so right now I'm going to show you how to apply the classic on the mannequin. But of course, now just be aware that applying lashes on those kind of strips is not the same like on the real lashes. Sometimes they better stick. So just to be aware of this. So all I need is the foam tape to actually apply underneath the lashes, on the bottom lashes. Also, I need some lashes, some strips to apply on the mannequin. Also, I'm using this kind of glue, which is a little bit slower because this is all you need when you start lashing. You need a slower glue so you have a lot of time to isolate and go with a fan or with a classic lash. Also, I do have the lash tray where I'm going to put the glue, and also I'm using both of the tweezers from Extreme Lashes. This is for picking and this is for isolation. And of course, lashes, I'm using 0.10 D curl, and this is from Extreme Lashes again. Now you can also use 0.15 for classic when you pick only one lash. Is not really my favorite just because it's a little bit thicker. So in this case, I always recommend to use 0.5 for classic. You can also use 0.10 making 2D. It's absolutely fine. But if you want to go more than 2D, I will suggest to go less on the thickness, correct? So you can do 0.07 or 0.05. Okay, so first I'm going to sanitize my hands. Okay, now when I apply the pads, first I like to put them on back of my hand. And then when you start applying the tape, you always go from the inner corner and then you can move all the way to the outer, right? Those pads, the microfoam tape, it's very gentle. You can easily play with them. This is why I like them. So you go from the inner corner, fix the inner corner, and then go all the way like the shape of the eye. Now, when they close their eyes, you will see this lid a little bit taped up. So what you can do is just untape and fix it again. And you're good. Now we're gonna apply those strip. I bought a bunch of them from Amazon right here. You can also do two so you can just practice. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply right on top of the foam tape so I can see the lashes better. And of course you're gonna go in prime. For priming, I'm using this primer and the micro swabs, so you can go up and down to make sure they are primed. And then of course you're gonna fan them, and then we are ready. Now very important, please make sure you shake the glue after you use. Now make sure you shake the glue for at least 1 minute, and it's very important to not shake the glue with the cup on, because all that glue goes right inside the cup. Do you see how clean is my cup? Okay, so I shake it for a minute, and now when you go down, don't press on the butter, just let it go, 1 drop and you're good. Now the extra air, just let it go out, right? So here is gonna be nice and clean, correct? You put the cap on and you refresh the glue every 15 minutes. Now, very important guys, how you are holding the tweezers. So this is the isolation and this is the picking hand, correct? So with this one, you're basically just picking the lashes and you come and apply. But this one always have to support somewhere. So in this case, you can basically hug the forehead so you can have a better access with this hand when you try to isolate, correct? And now you are using only those 3 fingers. You don't use those 2. Those 2, you basically support your hand. If you don't support your hand, you're gonna be so rough on the skin and you're gonna pinch them on their eye, okay? So put your palm right on their forehead like you're hugging them, right? Put the palm right here and then separate. This is gonna help you. The thumb is gonna help you to close the tweezer, to open the tweezer. Close and open. Close and open. This is all you have to do for isolation, right? Okay, find a natural lash, isolate, leave it like that. You go and pick the lash, correct? Now, when you are picking the classic lash, your angle has to be like this. You see how my hand is? I don't want to see you like this, because how you gonna pick them in this angle? It's not gonna work. Now like this, very, very gentle. Now go right from the middle, correct? When you pick the lashes, go right from the middle. You want to take a couple of them off, so you basically have space. So when you pick them from half, you're gonna pull them towards you, right? I don't want to see that you're squeezing like this or you're just pulling them up. No, you wanna take the lash and towards you, correct? Now when you go into the glue, you have to make sure that you go all the way to the glue, not all the way down. The angle is still the same. You go into the glue and you wipe the glue off, right? Now, when you are talking about volume, that will be different because you have to change the angle. But for classic, your angle has to be like this. When you go into the glue, you easily come off, right? Easily come off. You don't see any glue, any bubbles on the lash. If you go right straight and up, you will see the bubbles and a lot of glue. Not sure if you actually see, but this is very, very important, right? So now I isolate my hand. Let's say my hand was still here. When you apply the lash, make sure you go 1 millimeter away from the base. And of course, don't touch the skin. Now with strip lashes, it's gonna be hard to stick, but just wanna show you roughly how you have to isolate and how you have to pick the glue. Pick the lashes and go into the glue. Now I isolate again. Open the tweezer as much as you can, correct? Now I'm going to pick another lash towards me, go into the glue and just wipe the glue off very easily and gentle. Now 1 millimeter away from the base. Now another thing that is very important, when you come with the lash, your angle has to be flat. I don't want to see you doing like this because there is no way to apply the extension to the natural lash. So you see how I support my hand on their cheek or somewhere on their face. So I put those fingers right here and then go directly to the base. Now again, picking only one lash, pull towards you, you go into the glue, wipe it off, and then your angle has to be flat in order for you to apply the extension easy. Now I will suggest to start with either outer or either inner corner. Don't start with the middle because middle usually is very easy to make. So when you start with the middle and you go all the way to the inner and outer, you're gonna be a little overwhelming. So I will suggest to start from outer and then inner and leave the middle towards the end of your sets. Very, very gentle and slow. Very gentle and slow. Can you see how I support my hand with those two fingers on my right hand? And also, do you see how easy I can isolate when I support my hand? I see a lot of people and a lot of students doing like this. You don't have control. You don't really have control if your hand is not supported somewhere. And always isolate first. If you isolate first, when you come with a lash, you are already ready, right? If not, by the time you come with the lash, the glue is gonna be already dry, because you have to find the lash, you have to separate, you have to isolate, so that will take a couple seconds. Isolate first. Now I'm ready, because this hand I'm not gonna move anymore once I isolate. Go into the glue. Now I have to make sure that my fingers are somewhere on their face, so I can better apply the extension, right? Now when you work with the inner corner right here, you can support your hand either nose or either on their face. When you go to the other eye, it will be a little bit harder than your right eye, because the right eye is right on your way. You're working right here, but when you go here, it's gonna be a little bit hard. Let's go on the left one. So let's say I want to isolate right here in the inner. So when I go, I support my hand somewhere in their face or nose. Now, another thing that is very important, guys, try to keep everything nice and clean. I don't want to see like a lot of lashes hanging around. I don't want to see the glue like very dirty. I don't want to see the tray very dirty, because that will overwhelm me. Believe me, if everything is nice and clean, you're more relaxed and you're more focused. You see, I support the fingers on their nose. Right here. Now I'm gonna show you how to refresh the glue. So every 15 minutes you want to make sure that you refresh the glue. What I also do is sanitize my hand and wiping my tweezers with those alcohol pads. This is something that I do every 15 minutes. Now I'm using those applicators to basically wipe the glue off and refresh with a new dot. The reason why I like those glue trays is because they have a square form, so you can easily make the fans. You can easily fix your fans. Now we don't talk about volume, but that's something else. That's why this is very easy for me, because I can go in those corners and move the lashes so I can fix the base. Now again, I'm going to pick the lash right from the middle. Don't grab the lash extension with your tip. When you grab them with your tip, you're gonna curl and you're gonna curve the lash, right? Right here, you see? And don't squeeze the lashes too hard. Don't let them too slow. So it has to be right in the middle. You go into the glue slowly, you wipe it off, and then you come to the lash. Now I isolate again. I open the tweezer as much as I can. Okay, I isolate again, open the tweezer, grab the extension, go into the glue, wipe it slow, and come to the lash. You see my angle? And you always focus on your base. You have to see where the base is. You have to hold the extension a little bit in order to pick them very well, because those synthetic lashes are not like a real lash. You have to be a little patient with them.